the quotes attributed to the president. My source, a former Trump administration official, told me when the president spoke about the Vietnam War, he said it was a stupid war. Anyone who went was a sucker. The president would say about American veterans, what's in it for them? They don't make any money. The source said it was a character flaw of the president. He could not understand why someone would die for their country. Not worth it. Regarding the French trip to mark the end of World War I, according to this former official, the president was not in a good mood. French President Macron had said something that made him mad. He questioned why he had to go to 2 cemeteries. Why do I have to do 2? His staff explained he could cancel, but he was warned, they, the press, are going to kill you for this. The president was mad as a hornet when they did, according to this source. When asked if the president could have driven to the Aisne-Marne cemetery, this former official said confidently that there was not a security reason not to drive to the cemetery, which was about 40 miles from Paris. Quote, the president drives a lot. The other world leaders drove to the cemeteries. He just didn't want to go. Regarding the president's July 4th military parade planning, during a planning session at the White House after seeing the Bastille Day parade in 2017, President Trump said regarding the inclusion of wounded guys, quote, that's not a good look. Americans don't like that.
Over allegations that Vladimir Putin put a price on the lives of American soldiers in Afghanistan. Today, President Trump's first comment, tweets claiming he was totally in the dark. Nobody briefed or told me, VP Pence, or Chief of Staff Mark Meadows about the so-called attacks on our troops in Afghanistan by Russians, as reported through an anonymous source.
Struck an Iraqi base where U.S. troops are housed, causing at least 34 American soldiers to sustain traumatic brain injuries. The president said this.
You said repeatedly to Americans that after Iran retaliated for the Soleimani strike, no Americans were injured. We now know at least 11 U.S. servicemen were airlifted from Iraq. Can you explain the discrepancy?
No, I heard that they had headaches and a couple of other things, but I would say, and I can report, it is not very serious.
So you don't consider potential traumatic brain injuries serious?
No, I don't consider them very serious injuries relative to other injuries that I've seen.
The president has...
Why this is the first time in decades that America has seen this level of violence? It's you who have created the hate and the division. It's you who have not found a way to say the names of black people killed by police officers, even as people in law enforcement have. And it's you who claimed that white supremacists are good people. Your campaign of fear is as anti-democratic as anything you've done to create hate and vitriol.
Condolence call to the widow of a Green Beret killed in Niger in 2017. That also caused a lot of controversy. When he spoke with LaDavid Johnson's widow, Maisha, she said that his tone made her cry and that the president seemed to be grasping for her husband's name.
President said that he knew what he signed up for, but it hurts anyways. And it made me cry because I was very angry at the tone of his voice and how he said it. Like he couldn't remember my husband's name. If my husband is out here fighting for our country and he risked his life for our country, why can't you remember his name?
Let's talk about George Floyd. You said George Floyd's death was a terrible thing.
Terrible.
Why are African Americans still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country?
And so are white people. So are white people. What a terrible question to ask. So are white people. More white people, by the way.
Report that he rejected a 2018 trip to an American cemetery in France, saying, why should I go to that cemetery? It's filled with losers, and calling the Marines buried there suckers for getting killed.
Do you think he'll win another term as president?
Donald Trump will do anything and everything within which to win. And I believe that includes manipulating the ballots. I believe that he would even go so far as to start a war in order to prevent himself from being removed from office. My biggest fear is that there will not be a peaceful transition of power in 2020.
He's okay. He's gone. Where's my baby? I want to see him right now. Larry! No hugging! No hugging, please. We're not gonna hug nobody.
Hi, Mom. I'm okay. It's okay. But the doctors won't tell me anything. Could someone please explain what's going on?
Okay, honey. You were in a very bad car accident. And you bumped your head. And so about 3.5 years have gone by.
3.5 years?
You were in a coma. And now it's 2020.
Wow. Wow. Did I miss anything interesting? What?
You got it.
Well, sweetheart, do you remember that our president is Donald Trump?
Of course. We finally got a Republican back.
Strong leader, boy. He's a strong leader.
Supporting families.
Well, of course, he's got a bunch of his own family working in the White House right now.
Bless their hearts,
And as he promised, he's keeping the Mexicans out.
So he actually built his wall.
Well,
Hey, how do you get Mexico to pay for it?
I don't think I remember him saying that.
And don't mention the kids in the cages.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I gotta admit, that didn't turn out the way he said it would.
If I remember right, his wife was an immigrant.
Isn't she pretty?
I just loved all her
She's
dresses.
from one of those non-shithole countries. And she was so strong when she found out that her husband was paying off one of those
porn stars.
Exactly.
a porn star.
Oh, I guess we did want an outsider Republican.
Yes, we did.
Did he lose the evangelicals?
Actually, they didn't really say very much. You know, he eventually took a picture in front of a church with a upside-down Bible, and that helped.
It did.
And we have race riots.
Race riots?
No, more like peaceful, everybody riots.
Everybody around.
People in the street yelling for equal rights for black people again. And you know what? I have to admit, I do agree they deserve it because the police keep accidentally killing black people.
Well, we can't support that. We're Republicans, not Klansmen.
That's
Kiddo,
right.
kiddo. You know, they're fine people on both sides.
You believe that?
I'm trying to.
Trump was just making a point about fairness and there being two sides to every story, especially when one is so terrible.
That's right, keep it balanced. Just like how he got himself impeached.
Whoa, impeached? For what?
For supposedly cahooting with the Russians.
Wow, the Republicans must have crushed him on that Russia stuff.
Oh no, my love, they are loyal, good people. Well, especially that Mitch McConnell.
But I thought we hated the Russians.
We do, except we like Putin. Apparently, he turned good.
I mean, let's be honest. Trump knew for a very long time that Putin and the Russians were paying off the Talibans to kill us.
The news networks must be just destroying him.
But, honey, we don't listen to them or the scientists.
Yeah, it's fake news!
Fake news!
Wait a minute. Did you all become doctors? Why are you all wearing masks?
Well, Pumpkin, there is a virus killing people all over the world. Now, at first, Mr. Trump said it was just a hoax made up by the Democrats, but people kept getting sick. So then, Trump asked the doctors to figure out a way how to inject disinfectant into everybody. But then finally, Trump took some medicine, although not the real kind, and now, over 150,000 Americans are dead. And nothing could be done about it, right?
Excuse me.
How do you know if you have the virus?
No, you don't.
No.
No. I mean, we can't get tested. The president slowed that way down. But that was so that less people die from it.
Wait, what?
Would you like a mask?
Oh, honey, look at him. Hey, don't you worry. The reason we elected him was so he could fix the economy. That's exactly what he did, right? He gave huge tax cuts to the rich folk who hire people. Oddly, they didn't hire people.
Millions of people are newly unemployed, including your father.
Oh, that's me, Mr. Lose Your Job. Lost my damn job.
Do you guys remember how nobody came to his party in Oklahoma?
No.
Where he was just talking about how he could drink water.
Yeah, we did it well.
It was
He
like
did do it good.
It was an assist.
You know what, Gary? We should go stay at Mar-a-Lago sometime. I bet we'd meet some big shots.
No, we can't afford that, honey.
Forget.
You know, my favorite was that time when in Puerto Rico, when it started raining,
Oh,
right? All
yes,
them.
no.
So then Trump went down there and he threw them all free paper towels.
that's right, you know, that's exactly
Throw them paper towels.
And now you can't even find a paper towel. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what we never did
What?
find out the meaning